In last session, we saw about the continuity equations for three dimensions. In this presentation, we are going to study about how we can write the momentum equations and energy equations in three dimensions. The momentum equations is basically derived from Newton's second law. What Newton's second law states? It states that it's the rate of increase of momentum of fluid particle which is equal to sum of forces on fluid particle. First we need to find the LHS part, that is rate of increase of moment of fluid particle. This can be found out by for x, y and z directions, because we are considering a fluid particle for three directions, so that it is called as three dimensions, right? So we can write the rate of increase of momentum. So for writing rate of increase of momentum, we are putting rho because of mass, and u represents v and w represents r, the velocities of three directions. So that only we are writing rho of du by dt with respect to time. Similarly for v and w. Regarding momentum, we will be distinguish the two types of forces in fluid particles, that is surface forces and body forces. For surface forces, we will be studying pressure, viscous and gravity. For body forces, we will be studying centrifugal and electromagnetic forces. Now, in this slide, you can able to see a fluid particle which is represented in cube, and there some of the forces are mentioned, that is called as viscous force, which is acts mainly on that fluid particle, and also a pressure force. Okay, viscous forces are mentioned as tau, and in each phases you can able to see the viscous forces are mentioned. If it in x direction it is mentioned as tau xx, and in y direction it is mentioned as tau yy, and for z tau zz. Likewise in each phase three dimensionally we are mentioned the viscous force, and tau ij represents the direction in which the fluid component is acting. So tau xx means it acts only in x direction. If tau y means it acts only in y direction. So tau ij represents that part, suffix part ij represents only the directions. Here in this slide, we are going to derive the expressions for the three directions for x, y and z. First, we have to make a clear idea about the sign directions. Okay, if it enters, the fluid enters in a cube means it represents in positive sign, and if the fluid comes out of the cube means it represents in a negative directions. So the net force in the x direction is the sum of the force correspondent according in that direction on the fluid element. This is the expression. How we written is in the cube, in the figure you can able to see the inlet and the outlet, right? For x directions, tau xx minus dou tau xx by dou x into 1 by 2 into del x. Likewise the other direction is for the other direction you have to see for the same x direction, because the fluid goes and the fluid comes outside. So likewise you have to write the equations for three set of directions x, y, z. You can write it like east, west, north, south and top and bottom. These are the equations. We need the total force, right? So that you have to add all those three equations, and you should divide the whole equations by del x, del y, del z, so that you will be getting equations 2.13. Dou of p plus tau xx by dou x plus dou tau yx by dou y plus dou tau zx by dou z. So this is your force, overall force. Now we have to consider the body forces in detail, so that the overall effect can be included by defining a source Smx represents source of momentum in x directions. So here you can able to see writing the same equations, the overall equations, and just adding Smx at the last. That's it. So similarly you can write for the other two directions for y and z. So that is only here it is written in 2.14a to 2.14c. This is known as the momentum equations in three dimensions. Next comes the energy equations in 3 dimensions. This energy equations is purely derived from first law of thermodynamics. What is first law of thermodynamics? Rate of increase of energy of fluid particle, which is equal to net rate of heat added to fluid particle plus net rate of work done on fluid particle. First we have to find the LHS part, that is rate of increase of energy of a fluid particle per unit volume. Like what we derived in momentum, the same rho of dE by dt. There we mentioned as u, v, w, the velocities in 3 directions. Here we will be mentioning the overall energy as E. Next we have to find the RHS part, that is net heat added and net work done. So first we will be finding the work done. Work done it is calculated as force into velocity. So you can take an example for this work done to calculate us. You can take the momentum equations, the same what we derived there for east west direction, north south direction and top and bottom. The same equations are taken the same for the same diagram, and it is added and divided by del x, del y, del z. So you will be getting all those equations. First you can segregate this regarding tau xx, tau yy and tau zz. So 2.16a is represented for x direction, and 2.16b and 2.16c are represented for y and z directions. So you segregate this and you add equal and opposite elements will be get cancelled, and further you take all those things and cancel it by del x, del y, del z. You will get overall equation. Before doing that, calculate 2.16a to 2.16c and take out the common terms as dou up, dou vp and dou wp. So you can mention dou u by dou x, dou v by dou y and dou w by dou z as divergence of u. It is in a vector form. Okay, divergence of div u is nothing but a vector form. So the same thing apply here. So minus of dou u by dou x, minus of dou v by dou y, minus of dou w by dou z. Instead of that, you can put minus div of u, and p is common for all. So take p as common. Now add this total equation, and you will be getting the total rate of work done on the fluid particle by surface stresses. Next, on talking about the heat, on talking about energy, we need to calculate about the heat, right? So we are going to calculate about the energy flux due to heat conduction. So the heat flux vector Q has 3 components like Qx, Qy and Qz. The energy flux, that is heat flux, can be denoted by small letter q. Overall heat is denoted by capital Q. Same fluid element, what we are changed here is, instead of tau, that is viscous force, we have mentioned as Q, because we are going to calculate the heat. That's it. The net heat of heat transfer to the fluid particle due to the heat flow in the x direction for left and right phases, that is west and east phases. We have written this Qx minus dou Qx by dou x 1 by 2 del x minus Qx plus dou Qx by dou x 1 by 2 del x into del y del z, which is equal to overall rate, that is minus dou Qx by dou x del x del y del z. Okay, similarly you have to write for y and z directions. Same thing, it is a net heat, so that you are going to add all the 2.18 a to c. Those three equations you are going to add, that is sum up and dividing by the overall volume. What is volume? Del x del y del z. Same here also you will be getting the same dou q by dou x. So we are all together we can write as div q in a vector notation, right? Next we will be considering a Fourier's law of heat addition, because here it relates us to the heat flux, to the local temperature gradient. So according to Fourier's law, we can write Q, which is equal to K into dou T by dou X, right? So similarly write those expression for Y and Z. So here also we can write as gradient T, because instead of dou T by dou X by dou Y dou Z, we can take all together and write gradient T. So small q, which is equal to minus K into gradient T. Next, you can see equations 2.19 and equations 2.20. In 2.19 you can see minus divergence of Q, right? In 2.20 you can see the value of Q. What we found is minus K gradient T. So substitute that Q in 2.19. So you will be getting the equation as divergent Q, which is equal to div of K gradient T. This will be your equation 2.21. So this is altogether your energy equation. As we seen in the equation 1, overall energy, which is equal to overall heat added, and overall that is net work done, plus your source, energy source. This is your energy equations in 3 dimensions. Here consider your E as I plus 1 by 2 U square plus V square plus W square as your kinetic energy. So this is in this equation 2.23, instead of instead of E part you substitute the whole value 1 by 2 U square plus V square plus W square in the LHS part. In LHS part only your capital E is there. So remaining RHS will be same. Next, subtracting this equation and the before equation, that is 2.23 from 2.22, you will be getting all over the equation 2.24. Only the LHS part get changed. Remaining all the RHS part remains constant. The same value appears. In that you will be defining a new source term as SI, which is equal to SE minus U into SM. So that by calculating this you will be getting this overall equation 2.24 as internal energy equation. Next comes the special cases. Because if for an incompressible fluid we have to change, or we have to assume as I is equal to CT. We are talking about heat, obviously we will talk about the specific heat, right? So I is equal to CT, where C is specific heat and div U is equal to 0. So substitute those values in before equations 2.24, you will be getting this, the whole equation which is mentioned in 2.25, rho C dt by dt, which is equal to div of K gradient T plus remaining forces according to those 3 directions plus SI. For compressible flows, if you need, if you are going for compressible flow, means we will be rearranging those equations for enthalpy and specific enthalpy. This is represented by H. For specific enthalpy, we know H is equal to I plus P by rho. And for specific total enthalpy, it is represented by H naught, which is equal to H plus half of U square plus V square plus W square. Substitute this H value in H naught, that is H naught, which is equal to H. That in that H you substitute I plus P by rho. So that you will be getting a long equation. In that I plus 1 by 2 U square V square W square. We know what is the value of I plus 1 by 2, the velocity value as capital E. So substitute instead of I plus 1 by 2 U V W, capital E plus P by rho. This is your H naught value. This is your specific and total enthalpy. Substitute this value in equation 2.25. After substituting, you will be getting the total enthalpy equation. This is your energy equations. Thank you.